Thank you for being here. On behalf of the town of Rocky Mount, we'd like to welcome you here. My name is Steve Angle. I'm the mayor of Rocky Mount, and we're glad you're here at the Harvester Performance Center, something that's become a showcase for the town of Rocky Mount. You know, we think back 15 years ago, an idea came about as Rocky Mount got a designation as the Eastern Gateway on the Crooked Road, Virginia's Heritage Music Trail. From that grew an idea of having a music venue here in Rocky Mount, not dedicated necessarily to any one type of music, but from that idea, you see what it has grown into, and as a result, the Harvester Performance Center became a very important economic development event for the town of Rocky Mount. It has made Rocky Mount a destination that many people have come to Rocky Mount that would not have ordinarily been here had not the Harvester Performance Center existed. As a result, we've had over 900 shows, had many thousand people visit the Harvester Performance Center, and I'm sure Matt will get into some more details for you. So if none of you have ever been to a show here, we certainly would encourage you to come out one evening and see a show and see what the Harvester Performance Center is all about. I'd like to thank the town of Rocky Mount, the staff, and also the town council for their continued support for the Harvester Performance Center, because it's certainly made a big difference in the economic life of Rocky Mount. Saying that, I'd like to now introduce you to the CEO of the Harvester and the Assistant Town Manager for Rocky Mount, Mr. Matt Hangin.
Well, good morning. We like to get together with you folks every now and then, talk about the things that we're doing, the good news that we have, and as the mayor said, I am the Chief Executive Officer of the Harvester Performance Center. I can tell you that I see the folks here more than I see my wife on most days, and she reminds me of that on a regular basis. But we really have grown to become a tight-knit family here. We've got some really fantastic volunteers. Some of them will be mingling around here today, and I encourage you to talk to them about what the Harvester means in their lives, and talk to us about what they mean to the Harvester. I have led this project from its conception through today. That means I'm finishing my 8th year on this project and my 12th year of economic development through music and performance here in Rocky Mount. 10 years ago, we were still working to develop an amphitheater in Mary Elizabeth Park. That was our first idea. We are a part of the Crooked Road. We didn't have a place that we could call our own performance center on the Crooked Road. So we needed a home for that. But when that amphitheater idea died, we needed somewhere else, and so it took us a little over a year to come up with this place. When I was driving by and saw it going up for auction, this was investigated. We brought in an architect and had them look at could this old tractor dealership really become a performance center? And I know a lot of people were skeptical about the idea working. There are still some that are skeptical about it working, but we're going to talk a little bit about some of where we're at today. 6 years ago, Gary Jackson, our general manager and our booking agent, the one who makes most of the magic here happen in terms of the performers who come here, he was still a month away from starting this job. 5 years ago today, we'd only held one concert. That was a test concert. We were on a temporary certificate of occupancy. We didn't even have the ability yet to turn on all the lights and make sure that everything was working. So it's hard to believe that over that short period of time we've come this far. Greg Allman sat right over here, played keyboard and sang. Merle Haggard stood in this spot where I'm standing, and he played and sang for a crowd that he said that he had more people in his living room. We've really had a lot of legends come through here. Merle went back and told Jamie Johnson and Willie Nelson to come play here, and they did. We've really been fortunate to have some of the legends who have come through here. Think about Michael McDonald. Kenny G started his show out here in the middle of the audience, next to the soundboard. Blackberry Smokes played here 5 times in the last 14 months to full houses. They got their recommendation about coming here from Warren Haynes and the guys in Government Mule. War and Tower of Power and some other great horn sections have really torn up this room. This room's acoustics are built for great performers like that. Over that same time, we've also had the opportunity to help some young musicians or bands that are just starting out, giving them a start here on this stage. Last week, we were mentioned in Newsweek. We've been mentioned in other publications over the last 5 years as diverse as Rolling Stone, Billboard, the Washington Post, the Dallas Morning News, the LA Times. We've won dozens of awards, including the 2016 award from the Southern Economic Development Council as being the best economic development project for a community of our size in 17 southeastern states. That's pretty fantastic that we've been able to do that. We won the Virginia Municipal League's President's Award. We won Tourism Development Awards from Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge and the Smith Mountain Lake Chamber of Commerce. Readers of Virginia Living, the Roanoke and other publications routinely choose us as one of the best music venues around, and frequently the best music venue that they go to. That's a reputation that we all strive to build on every day. When the Harvester was first conceived as an economic development engine, Town Council and the staff had very high hopes for what we could do through live performance, what we could achieve in Rocky Mount. And as we finish our 5th year and approach our 900th show, we all have even bigger hopes for the development of Rocky Mount and what the Harvester can do now that we've established our reputation. Over the past 5 years, the activity that's brought in by the Harvester has spurred millions of dollars of new investment for our community. That's further created over 100 jobs. It's filled downtown spaces. It has significantly increased nearby property values, and it has helped diversify the local economy. So I think he's maybe out by the barbecue. Go out and ask Buddy Hancock, how the Harvester played a factor in him deciding to locate Buddy's Barbecue here. Got Jody Jeans down here in the front row. Talk to her about what has meant for Ippies. A couple of weeks ago in front of Town Council, Jody and her brother Tommy talked about the Harvester being the best thing that the town has done. Period. And thank you for that. I'm going to cling to that for the next 3 or 4 years and repeat it over and over and over again. Brian Hookstein's here. Brian has invested both next door in the Rocky Mount Burger Company, which is a new name if you haven't heard that yet, and the Early Inn. Brian, thank you for that investment and believing in what Rocky Mount and the Harvester can do. Our realtors, and I know we've got some of our realtors here. I see Bob Parcell, who's one of our sponsors back here in the middle. They've bought into the importance of the Harvester as an investment in quality of life. If you check home listings through Realtor.com or Zillow or any of the other listings, they use MLS, you'll see that our realtors are listing the home's proximity to the Harvester or listing the Harvester itself as a quality of life item for home buyers. We've had several people tell us that they're relocating or retiring to our area because the Harvester brings such a musical diversity here, and they want that as part of their quality of life. If you step across the street to Woodgrains and talk to my wife, she'll tell you that she's heard the same thing from her customers, that they're deciding to locate here because this is such a great thing for the community. I'm going to talk a little bit about numbers today. I'm not going to go specifically into financial performance because I haven't been over that with our town council members yet, but I can give you some idea. Last year, we had nearly 30,000 people pay for tickets and walk through the doors of the Harvester. That represented over 30 states and 7 foreign countries. We had over 12,000 more come through for unpaid events. That includes school events, holidays, birthday parties, corporate parties, different holiday celebrations, and more. We are on pace to eclipse that 42,000 people who have come through our doors in 2018 in this year. Just to give you an idea, in the first quarter of 2018, the Harvester hosted 6,663 paid visitors. For the same time period this year, we hosted 8,775 fans. That's a 33.2% increase year over year. That's great for our community when you bring that many more people in who are staying in our hotels, eating in our restaurants, shopping in our stores. We know that the Harvest did about $1.8 million in business last year. That's again great for the artists who wind up getting most of that benefit. We've addressed some of our structural issues with our pricing that'll help our bottom line in 2019 and beyond, so that we can continue to bring the finest entertainment to Rocky Mount and to help Rocky Mount and its businesses continue to grow and thrive. The town of Rocky Mount underwrites about $400,000 annually for our personnel, our utilities, and our upkeep, but the economic activity that's generated through the Harvester more than eclipses that $400,000 investment. We bring in more than $400,000 in tax revenue as a result of that activity, and we have millions of more dollars spent out in the community as a result of the Harvester being here. The Harvester is a net positive for Rocky Mount. If you took away the Harvester, you would lose that activity, those jobs, and that investment. The town council members have recognized that, and we have several of them here today. Mayor Engel talked to you earlier. John Sneed is here. Were there any other council members that came in? We also have our much of our planning commission here, and our economic development authority as well. Thank you all for the role that you play in planning and developing and supporting what we do here. We continue to be thankful and grateful that so many people have found the Harvester, but we're still amazed every time somebody walks through that door and says, "It's my first time here," or "I hadn't heard of this place up until a couple of weeks ago when I saw that my favorite artist was coming here." We serve pretty much a 3-hour driving radius, so stretching nearly to Richmond, Raleigh, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, up into West Virginia, through the New River Valley, and of course we have a lot of our customers coming from the Roanoke Valley as well. We're going to continuously work with our partners to grow recognition of our brand, our identity, and our community, because we want people to come here and experience what Rocky Mount has to offer. The bottom line is that the Harvester has made Rocky Mount a musical destination, and we're going to keep building on that one show at a time. I do want to thank a few people before my time is up today. I want to thank our staff. Our staff does a really fantastic job here. Gary's our general manager, Sheila Silverstein, our assistant manager and our marketing director. We have Shelley Arthur, who's our operations supervisor. We have Darren Snyder, who's our front of house. We have our box office manager, Rex Norris. If you've not met the Cat in the Hat, you'll talk to him just about every time you call here. And we call him our resident musicologist because of his musical knowledge and what he can do to help you figure out who you want to see when you're coming here to the Harvester. We have other part-time and contract staff as well who do a great job for us, making sure that everything works behind the scenes, so that when the artist comes out and performs, that you see a great performance and you hear great sound in these fantastic acoustics. Mention our volunteers. We've got several of them here today. I see Greg Wing. I see Rod and Ann Cook. Anybody else? Oh, Brenda and Courtney. Gene Skipper back here in the back. Apologize if I'm missing anybody. These lights are a little bright. What we have found is that our volunteers have really come together as a family. For a lot of us, we see each other here at the Harvester more often than we see some of our family. We've had people who have experienced loss of a spouse, who have come here and who have found renewed purpose and found joy in the family and in providing great customer service for the folks who come here to enjoy performances. We have folks that we wouldn't want to run off for any reason, but we can't tell, don't stay away. They're here every night. That's dedication. When they're giving up that much time out of their lives to come here and make sure that you as a customer are enjoying the experience, that means a lot. It says a lot about how they feel about this place, about this community, and the takeaway that they want people to have when they leave this place. Also, we have several members of our Rocky Mount Police Department here today. You don't see a lot of what goes on with the Rocky Mount PD behind the scenes, but they do an awful lot to make sure that this place stays secure, that we have security during events, that folks are able to cross the crosswalk safely during the shows, but that's just a fraction of what they do. There's a lot of pre-planning that goes into some of our events. They do a great deal to make sure that we stay safe here, that the customers can come here and be assured of a level of safety that matches any other venue or exceeds any other venue that they would go to. I want to thank our fans. There's a lot of people who are fans of music. There are a lot of people who are fans of the Harvester. We want to thank all of you who have come here, who spent money, all the way from the $10 tickets up to the $295 or $395 meet and greet packages that the artists have. It means an awful lot that you appreciate what this place has to offer in terms of quality of sound, quality of experience, and quality of people. We appreciate folks who are coming here and investing in the experience that we have to offer. I also want to thank some of our corporate sponsors who are represented here today. Just received a check a couple of weeks ago from Coke, so thanks for their continued support. Empire Foods is one of our new corporate sponsors, and you'll see alongside the Buddy's Barbecue that we have outside after I shut up and Gary gets through with introducing some new shows. They are invested in what we're doing here. The Roanoke Airport, thank you for your sponsorship. Thanks to Ippy's, Buddy's, Bob Parcell, the Early Inn, Rocky Mount Burger Company, our banking partners, including Carter Bank and Trust and American National. I think we have representatives from both here today. Also want to thank some of our media partners, including iHeartRadio and Wheeler Media, for your continued support and working with us to get the word out about our shows. Just a couple of words about what the next 5 years holds. I received notification on Saturday and did a little dance out of the post office. It's unusual that a letter from the Internal Revenue Service would make me do that, but the IRS has officially recognized Friends of Live Music in Rocky Mount, or Friends of the Harvester, as a 501c nonprofit organization. So we'll be using that organization to go out and fundraise. We have an enthusiastic board on the charitable side. They want to help ensure the long-term viability of the Harvester as an entity. The nonprofit will support educational programs. It'll support diversity and artistic performances, and it will underwrite some of the expenses of the Harvester as we are able to build an endowment. We are continually working on upgrading and improving the building, whether it's paint, whether it's new features. We've just added showers for our artists to make it that much more comfortable. One of the things that we hear from our artists is that we have such a great experience. The green room is just like your living room at home. Now they have shower facilities, so those that get directly onto the bus after they leave their performances here and don't go to the hotel have the opportunity to clean up. You'd be surprised how grateful a hot shower will make folks after a show. We are continuing to increase our engagement with more local and regional artists. We're continuing to support the Crooked Road. I'm the vice president of the Crooked Road Board of Directors now, and I'm working with the venues committee to try to realign some of what we do in terms of venues. And we certainly want the Harvester to be recognized as an important part of that initiative. We are continuing to support traditional music that supports the mission of the Crooked Road. We'll continue to present more diversity in our musical types, and it's hard to believe, but we haven't covered everything yet, so we're going to keep looking at ways that we can increase our diversity. We're going to continue to build the Harvester as a great place to be, Rocky Mount as a great place to live and work, and our region as a great destination for music lovers. Gary gives me a little latitude. I try not to play in his swimming pool too much, but trust me, I'm in the shallow end when I'm in it. He lets me book a show every now and then, and I do have a couple of announcements about shows that I've booked. Barter Theater will return with 2 performances of their children's musical Frosty on November the 17th. I know that's a few months out, but we're going to give folks plenty of time to plan and prepare for that. I'm also pleased to announce that the world-famous Glenn Miller Orchestra will return for a late afternoon performance on Sunday, July 28th, bringing that big band sound back to the Harvester. And want to again thank the guy that's coming up and following me for the great work that he does in booking shows and booking so many different types of musical acts, and for the depth of his contacts, the number of agents and acts that he works with on a given basis is just astounding. Most of us could not and would not keep up with his level of energy. So would you please welcome to the stage Gary Jackson.
Good morning to everyone. What I'm about to start reading, a little historical background is when I came here, I mean, I've been in the music business my whole life, but those first couple of years when we were developing this and getting it ready, it was just so much negative. You know, it's going to fail, it can't do this. And I just kept quiet because I know what I'm doing, and I feel like we're proving people wrong. So at that first press conference, as the town began restoring this old building back to life, I said, I'm excited to see the interest in this new venture being undertaken by the town of Rocky Mount. The Harvester Performance Center will bring fans of live music together to experience what is increasingly becoming an important component for the health and vitality of not only the heart, but also the health of the community at large. The Harvester will open up new avenues for many talented musicians and entertainers to now stop and perform here in Southwest Virginia. In the next years, you will see quite a transformation in downtown Rocky Mount as the Harvester takes hold and begins expanding a sweet community of like-minded folks who understand and cherish the magic that exists between the notes. Modern life gives us all many opportunities and choices to experience and partake of, and my job will be to bring to the fore what an evening with can really do for the soul and quality of life. So here we are beginning year 6 of the Harvester. Over 1,000 events have happened here, and more importantly, our fan base continues to grow. And I love setting this table. I do so remaining humbled and honored to be part of the Harvester family. All of us here are dedicated servants. I moved to this area not knowing anyone, had never even heard of Rocky Mount. I came here to leave my live music behind. I came here to reinvent myself. I wanted to be a writer. I thought I had made a great escape, but then this opportunity became a chance to use all I had learned in my life in music to help create a great venue, a beacon that many would find. And one of the most important things I knew was in setting this table, it would take a staff and a family of volunteers to ensure that magic would happen. Our volunteers are incredible people. They are the Harvester's gatekeepers. They are the face and personality when folks enter to enjoy an evening of music, theater, comedy, then thanking these music lovers with good tidings and safe travels. I couldn't be doing my job without this team effort. I brought my years of experience to this venture for the town and most of its citizens that have put its trust, finances, and dreams into my hands. So to the volunteers and this great staff, I tip my hat to all you are, for all you do. You have made this venue a great success. Our goal continues to be doing all we can to ensure the folks that attend our shows enjoy a full cup. That cup is a metaphor for all the wonderful emotions, thoughts, and feelings that linger and leave one satisfied being up close and personal with so many wonderful artists. Because you, the music fan, chose to enter our doors, you have made the concert that much better for the artist and for everyone else in that room sharing that space on any particular night. And as we enter this new year, we will continue to keep trying to improve the Harvester experience. I'm not going to bore you with talking about all the great acts coming up. I just want you to know that I'm continually booking new and great acts. It seems like every week we announce a new batch. And the list of who's who continues to grow. Harvester-music.com or 540 Guitars, it's all there. So come and enjoy a comfortable chair or bring your dancing shoes. We are waiting to let you know that you are loved and appreciated while great artists visit this sweet living room called the Harvester. And just maybe, what we are doing makes your life sweeter and more special, but always know your visits here are doing that for us, and we're honored to serve you.